And just like that, it's week 5. We got Thursday night football. Let's talk some pigskin. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and I don't know where the time is going, but we are already at the start of week 5, and we got an NFC West battle for Thursday night football. We had a great week 4. Let's keep it rolling into week 5. 2 quick reminders: MLB Best Bets video for the Thursday slate will be out after this one. And if you are new to the channel, NFL schedule, Thursday night is our week 5 game bets video, trends, leans, all that kind of stuff. Friday night will be the NFL player props and anytime touchdown bets. And then Sunday night we recap the whole weekend, and then we give our Monday night football preview and best bets. But any graphics you see in this video, you know are from OUTLIER, the best betting research tool on the market today. Use this every single day. Click that link below in the description. You get a 7-day free trial. So let's get into it. I got a little dad joke again. So here we go. My dad was bragging about his new hearing aids. He said it's state-of-the-art, cost him a fortune. So I said, awesome. What type is it? He said 230. Anyways, in this video, we're going to recap Monday Night Football, and then we're going to preview and give our best bets for the 49ers at the Rams. And then we're going to finish it up with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community. Let's get it rolling. And that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. A 1-1 day on Monday Night Football. This first one, Tyreek Hill had 5 catches in the first half. The Jets decided, you know what? We're going to play a soft zone defense, not even make life hard on them at all, and Tyreek Hill can just run wild. I don't understand it. Sauce Gardner wasn't shadowing him. It was all different, and they didn't even call me, which is rude. But Hill, 5 catches in the first half, catches his 6th one, and then breaks his leg. Just wild. Brutal injury for him, that's for sure. But we lose on the hook there. We didn't deserve to win it after that first half anyways. But J.K. Dobbins over 60.5 rush yards. He got the job done in the second half. 5 carries in the first half. Sean Payton tried to make Bo Nix throw it a million times. And finally, Dobbins, being efficient as he is, got the job done in the second half. So 33 and 28, up 1.87 units on the NFL season so far. But that's what we got for the recap. Now it's time for Thursday Night Football. All right, we head out to L.A. where the Rams host the San Francisco 49ers. Rams minus 7.5. Total in this one is 46. Let's preview the game real quick, and I got 2 best bets. But first, we got injuries piling up left and right for the San Francisco 49ers yet again. Ricky Pearsall, very questionable. PCL injury. Kittle's still out. Both out for the year. Brock Purdy questionable with a toe. Jawan Jennings, the receiver, questionable. It's just crazy right now. But the Rams, tight end Tyler Higbee, questionable. Other than that, they're pretty healthy. Now, some numbers on this head-to-head NFC West matchup. Shanahan was dominating McVay, up 10-3 in regular season matchups. Rams have won not only both head-to-head meetings last year, but they've won 3 in a row now. They won 12-6 and 27-24 last year. And the Rams under McVay, they play pretty well. 8-1-1 against the spread on 4 days of fewer rest under McVay, winning by an average of 7 points per game. Now, let's get into this one. I got 2 best bets, both going to be a half unit because I'm not going to put 2 units on one standalone Thursday night game. But the first one is the total. You see it's 46 up there. I'm getting a little extra juice here. I'm going to go 46.5, minus 120 on FanDuel, half unit. Now, listen, the crazy part about this one is this total is 47.5, 47. As I'm recording, I see it still going down. So, again, by the time you see this video, it may be a little lower. I'd probably take this down to 45.5 would be my kind of limit there. But again, it's going down, and I think it's for a reason. So let's talk these 2 offenses. 49ers, it might be Mac Jones without Ricky Pearsall, Jennings, Kittle. I mean, again, Mac Jones, I'm going to be honest with you, he hasn't looked much different. He has had 2 really easy matchups in his starts, but Brock Purdy looked awful last week, so maybe it's not that much of a difference. But still, when you have no weapons on the outside, that's a problem. The other issue, McCaffrey in this run game has been awful. We talked about it last week when we easily cashed McCaffrey's under rush yards. His rush line went from in the 70s to under 60. There's a reason for that. He's averaging a terrible 3.3 yards per attempt. He's practically a wide receiver. He's doing great in the passing game. But Rams, this has been a solid offense, no doubt about that. Puka, Adams in this run game have been great. Stafford does not look like his back is hurting him at all. But they're playing the 49ers, who obviously are very familiar with this McVay offense. This is the only side to worry about when you go game total under. And in fact, I even thought about going 49ers team total under instead. But the one thing these 2 offenses have struggled doing That's scoring touchdowns in the red zone. The 49ers have the 5th lowest touchdown percentage in the red zone, 42.86%. Rams have the 9th lowest touchdown percentage in the red zone. I think we get some possible long drives with resulting in some field goals, like we've seen a lot if you've been taking the Rams kicker or anything like that every game. But defenses, let's stay with the red zone theme. Both defenses are top 15 in red zone defense overall. And now let's talk the 49ers defense. They're allowing the 5th fewest pass yards per attempt, 5.4. 10th fewest rush yards per game. They have allowed under 5 yards per play this season. They're in the top 7 in opponent third down percentage. Do not get confused by what you saw last week in the Jaguars total. That's not how many they scored. They got they did, but they scored a touchdown on a punt return, and then they got another 7-yard drive after an interception. I mean, Purdy had 3 turnovers. It's not like they were going up and down the field scoring. They had 1 long drive, I believe it was. So even without Bosa, I think this defense plays decent enough here. And then the Rams, I mean, this is a great defense. We've talked about it all season long. They're also in the top 7 on third down defense. They've allowed under 5 yards per play this year as well. So we're talking top 10 in both defenses on yards per play. They've allowed the 9th fewest rush yards per attempt, top 10 in pressure rate this season as well. They should be able to get after Mac Jones or Brock Purdy, whoever it is in this one, because this O-line for the Niners has just flat out not been very good. But overall, we got 2 defenses that are great in the red zone, great on third down. 2 of maybe the most important stats defensively. We have 2 offenses also struggling to score touchdowns when they get in the red zone. A banged-up 49ers offense, not a lot of weapons. Short week here. I like a lower scoring game. So give me that under 46.5 as my first best bet. Now, second one, little under the radar player prop. How about Brian Robinson over 16.5 rush yards, minus 118 on BetMGM? Yes, we are talking about a backup running back here. I looked at McCaffrey unders, and it somehow led me to looking at Brian Robinson in detail. And you know what? This line just is too low for me. We just need 17 yards. Now, as you can see by this outlier screenshot, he is over this line in all 4 games, 33, 20, 22, and 21 rush yards. His rush attempts those games, 9, 6, 2, and 5. So he's averaging around 5.5 rush attempts per game. Even if we just get 5 rush attempts, we need an average of 3.4 yards per carry to go over this. Not that crazy. On a short week, I'm also taking a little bit of a chance that he's going to get at least 4 to 5 carries. They're not going to want to run CMC into the ground after just 3 days rest. In my opinion, we'll see how that shakes out. But either way, he is going to get some either way, or no matter, based on what we've seen the first 4 weeks. And also, he's had a long rush of at least 7 yards in all 4 games. You know, that's almost half the line right there. That would be beautiful. But he even had a 19-yard carry earlier this season as well. Now, facing the Rams defense, we talked about them. They're top 10 defense. This is great, but they're not focused on Brian Robinson. We're talking about a 5 to 6 carries for 18 yards. That's not a big deal here. They're focused on CMC, and even if they're both in the game, CMC is going to be their focal point on defense because he's a great receiver as well. Backup running backs can be a strange bet. I don't usually bet these. They're tough to root on. You only get a handful of carries and all that, but I think he takes advantage of them. We've seen it all season long. I think as long as he can get 5 to 6 plus carries, and again, he could get 2 or 3 carries and go over this. We're just needing 17 yards. So I like B-Rob to go over this for the 5th straight game. So give me Robinson over 16.5 rush yards and the under in this game as my 2 best bets. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I was also thinking about Kyren Williams over rush yards. It keeps climbing and climbing. It's near 70 right now. I still think he can go over. We've seen some good running games lately from opponents of the 49ers, and I just like the way Kyren's running the ball. So anyways, that's what we got. Before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. My 2 best bets for Thursday Night Football. Give me the under 46.5. Minus 120 for a half unit. And then Brian Robinson Jr., that's right, the backup running back, over 16.5 rush yards, minus 118 on BetMGM for a half unit. Thank you guys for watching, as always. Really appreciate the support. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and go check out that MLB video, which will be out later tonight for the only few games that we have in the MLB playoffs on Thursday. But thanks again. Enjoy the game, and we'll talk to you soon.